Oh yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream, and the markets once again, they do look beautiful indeed. Of course, we are still down roughly 50% or so from its all-time high back in August, but Casper's on a bit of an uptrend right now, and what we are seeing potentially, if you want to go all in depth into TA, is reverse, double bottom here, or you're seeing a double bottom right here potentially. We're seeing it trying to pick up right now. Right now, we're seeing a lot of resistance at 11 cents, and we have to pick above it. We do have to pick above it right now. It's a very tough level of resistance, but if we can, I'm hopeful we will. We're going to see Casper go on quite a nice rally. I want to say up to 13 cents. We've got a lot to cover in today's stream regarding why the title says what it says, which is that we're going to see a new market all-time high in 2 weeks. I have strong belief in that. I'm making a video on it later today as well. We have a lot more to cover as well regarding also Casper news, deterring some FUD, bringing some new information as well. Ultimately, a lot of very exciting things to come out. We are, as I keep saying, early. Although time is quickly running out, the second wave of adoption is close, and we have had the fortunate opportunity to not lose our conviction, to keep holding strong on crypto and in particular Casper, and we are going to see the fruits of our labor pay off very soon. So welcome back everyone once again to the channel. Hope you have a very good Saturday so far, a great weekend, and yeah, if you enjoy the content, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Llama Man, welcome back to the stream. Hope you have a very good day so far. Mr. Miles, first, Lao is a lie. I was first. I disagree. Can't leave from the basement, as you should say, Lao. Yeah, love that fighting talk. Jay's been talking about capturing a gorilla and put him next to me. He says something about it being as cultured as the rest of America. Yeah, sure, man, sure. And yeah, welcome back, Grip20. And as you said, yes, after that comment, I am not freeing Mr. Miles, as he shouldn't. He should be trapped down there. Welcome back, my man. I'm doing very well. Eternal Night. It seems Casper is trying to break resistance. Is not more coupled with Ethereum right now. I mean, right now the market, pretty much all altcoins right now, in fact, all altcoins are rallying. Bitcoin is currently, it's up 0.21%, so not really moving right now, but Ethereum is going on a tear, and Ethereum itself is also struggling with its resistance right now at around 2.5k. This surpassed that briefly earlier and it's retraced below it again, but 2.5k is Ethereum's resistance level right now. If you surpass that, fantastic news. Ethereum's gone on a very strong rally over the past 3 days alone, actually up 40%, which is significant for the number 2 altcoin. And as a result, we're also seeing Bitcoin dominance fall off. Now, we're not in a altcoin cycle, not yet. That's not where we're at, but we are seeing Bitcoin dominance fall off. And if you look at history, I'm just talking about recent history. Look at back here, when you looked at it from February 7th to mid-February or so, and equally here from mid-March to the end of March, you saw these little dips in Bitcoin dominance. And you can correlate that to, let's just say Casper, for example. You're looking at February time, which is here. So you're looking at early February, which happened around here, to mid-February. That's when Casper started rallying. And equally looking at March time, was here as well. So when you see Bitcoin dominance fall off, as expected, you see the altcoins rally. So that's why Ethereum's doing very well, and Ethereum's taking the majority of the altcoin liquidity, because during those same time frames, you go back to beginning of February, this is what you saw here in Ethereum. Not much into the movement, very minimal, truth be told. And then equally in March here, again we saw bullishness, but still quite lackluster in comparison. I know it's a very big asset, so it won't move as much as Casper would do in comparison, but either way, with the Bitcoin dominance falling off quite significantly from 65.5%, I think it was, down to 63, if I check it again. Yeah, around 65.5% down to 63% right now. It may continue to fall off, but again, for me, another pullback is probably what I'm expecting right now. A pullback before we then see it then make that move again, because if you look at the last 2 cycles as well, talking 2017 and 2021 cycle, go back to those, you can see that Bitcoin dominance reached 73% here, and equally the last cycle again, 73% again. So I'm expecting to see Bitcoin dominance probably reach in the 70s or high 60s before it then goes through the massive pullback in dominance, and then alts start to rally again. Well, alts go through its own individual rally at least. But we're seeing a lot of bullish catalysts right now, and a lot of sentiment suggesting we're going to see a new all-time high for Bitcoin by the end of the month potentially. You'll probably see a reversal and then it taking off again going into June, and altcoins equally will rally very strong, and Casper as well with what's coming out for Casper. Very exciting stuff. Diamond hands, as we do have, my man, we have diamond hands indeed. Casper is stronger than diamonds, that's for damn sure. This 10.7 to 11 cents resistance is very damn hard. It is very, very hard. I mean, we can see it here. It's been, you know, Casper tried to break above it on the 25th of April and 26th of April, and then we saw Casper get rejected at 10.5, and then back-to-back days, now we're seeing Casper get rejected again around 10.7. This is a very, very tough level for Casper to break out of and break above of. I think we will do it. But it's going to probably take a bit of effort, a bit more catalyst, if you will. And potentially it's going to be coming through very soon. Again, one of my optimism is crypto.com. Of course, don't be emotional, be logical. I'm not banking on them listing Casper immediately, but the fact of the matter being that you saw OKX, for example, do a similar thing to crypto.com in launching how to buy Casper, but they removed that page almost immediately within 24 hours. Crypto.com has uploaded it and it's still there. So for me, that's a big indicator they're gearing up to list Casper. And there's also meant to be something we'll talk about how when Kraken lists an asset, crypto.com tends to follow relatively soon afterwards. I know it's been, you know, 7 months actually since then, so it's not soon at all, but crypto.com does tend to follow Kraken as well. But I mean, again, we'll have to see if Casper can break above the top here. That'd be very, very, very bullish to see Casper therefore making that push towards, I want to say 13 cents. Again, there are a lot of resistances. You've got some here at 12, got some at 13 as well. Pretty much every 1 cent you see a level of resistance for Casper, so we'll see how high it can go. Right now, the volume for Casper is sitting at roughly 80, which is not that high again, but again, we'll see that sentiment change, I'm sure, very, very soon. 80 million 24-hour trading volume, dominated by the likes of Gate by 21%, then Mexi at 20, then LBAC at 19. So LBAC's been gaining more and more, therefore. Bybits at 7.5, BitGet at 8, and KuCoins at 4. Kraken's at 3%, which is quite high for Kraken considering how much volume that actually is right now. So that's all in all quite good to see. But again, more volume is what we're waiting to see, and we'll see that come through very, very shortly. Now, before I get to all the questions, though, welcome back, Ghosty, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. And everybody else, I'll get to the questions in a moment. I'm going to quickly cover some of the important sources, starting with the Casper and then with the macro. So to start off with, as we should remember, Marathon recently updated in the next quarterly report, which showcased that they're, 30 million roughly Casper. They changed their quarterly report from the word Casper to other assets. They removed the name Casper from their balance sheet. They're still holding Casper, but it's a lot less as well. But here we can see from an individual of Adam Swick, who is the Chief Strategy Officer of Marathon, previously VC, Kraken, BCSG, like, again, someone who, you know, works with Marathon. He's posted that. That is nothing else aside from Crescendo. There is nothing else that could possibly be aside from the Crescendo. He posted that on May the 5th, the same day as Crescendo went live. So, despite Marathon changing their strategy from having over 100 million Casper to then the next quarter they announced they only got 30 million Casper, and now they don't even announce Casper in their balance sheet, evidently the employees of Marathon are still bullish on Casper. They still support Casper. So, this to me once more supports that it's a damage control strategy to not upset their shareholders, because of course you're looking at Casper in the time frame, you've seen it come down significantly, and they would have had a massive vote of confidence saying, yes, go, if you want to get Casper, we think it's a good asset, get it. But if they come down significantly in that time frame, they're going to obviously do risk management and then take it off the balance sheet. They'll put it back on, in my belief. But again, it makes it more decentralized, and you're seeing Marathon again still holding strong and bullish on Casper, which is good to see. And we've got a lot of reply posts here from the KII, all tweeters talking about, again, what is coming to Casper and why it's doing really, really well and what we're going to look forward to. Chris Hutchinson highlights here, when people realize a lot of existing networks can become layer 2s and thrive by using Casper as the layer 1 sequencer, meaning that other networks benefit from Casper security, decentralization, and low fees, then they will realize why we call Casper the endgame. Casper doesn't have to fight against other networks, it can actually benefit other networks. That includes Bitcoin. Casper right now is competing in a tough market, but because of Casper's nature to be censorship resistant, to be decentralized, to be also insanely quick, it means that other layer 1s can, instead of having to go through the whole ordeal of making their own layer 1 and then have to rely on layer 2 who just end up stealing their transaction fees and their money, and ultimately makes it a whole ordeal of just lack of trust and centralization. They can just jump on Casper instead. And KI highlights here again, think of this as a new category of utility infrastructure. Casper is again in a market of its own, and that will be proven very, very soon. In appreciation of quality, truthful content, X will give users the ability to set a tip currency, crypto/value, and allow post-tipping between users. This is a game changer that will expose the trilemma-solving abilities of all cryptos. Again, this is what some politically talking about here back 2024 in December, saying that fast censorship resistance is a main achievement of Casper. High BPS proof of work, multi-minus round per round or unit of delay. And again, this is another big benefit of one of the KIs with Casper. Censorship resistant capabilities of Casper is one of the most powerful properties. It makes it stand up with everything else as well. There's a thread here as well that I've not had the liberty of looking through just yet, but I'll be linking this in my free Discord server down below if you want to go check that out, by all means go to. And it just ultimately highlights here, in response from Christian Lubbock, highlights here that, Ethereum right now, it's not efficient. We already should know that. And with, they have multiple other chains, a lot of adoption, of course. They're a long-standing platform, but Casper is a threat to Ethereum and also solves the shortcomings of Ethereum, the threats that are there to Ethereum. And that's not talking about other projects threatening Ethereum. That's talking about bad actors that threaten Ethereum. Casper's listened to them. So I'll be linking this down below, and we'll look into that later as well. But Captain Sats highlights here again, this also applies to devs building layer 2s on Casper with Solana virtual machine, Ethereum virtual machine, even Move like Sui, because Sui runs on the Move coding language. So in that regard, in the future, you can very well see projects like Sui and Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin and other major chains and platforms jumping onto a Casper because of Casper's nature to be decentralized and also very quick. So it's again another very big deal, and we are seeing more and more come to Casper in that regard. This here I think is very, very interesting. This to me is the very big one we'll get into in a moment from the KRI, but this here is also interesting to see that one of the community members apparently trying to raise $10,000 or has committed, 10k USDT to fund a marketing initiative for Casper. So again, giving the community the ability to vote themselves, as we do in a decentralized ecosystem. But again, so this is once more a sign and a testament to the strength of Casper. Willing to put our band together as a community to make this whole project better, to further expand its reach to elements of the space that don't recognize them just yet because they're not being paid. So it's very, very interesting. This is also already available in the free community. The information is down there. Shout out to Nee, who posted it there earlier as well. And that's again the benefit of the free community there. It's not just me. Everybody in there is actively trying to learn more and more, posting information, chatting and talking about everything. A little bit of banter here and there as well. A lot of people just joking about Casper being dead. They know who they are. One individual likes to reply to his own, to emote to his own comments as well. Shout out to that individual. We love him there. But yeah, it's a great community in there, and we're going more and more, and I'm excited to see how it's going to expand more so in the coming months and weeks with Casper again gearing up for a significant reversal, my belief. So we're seeing again, that's very interesting. And then for me here, this is the big thing coming to Casper right now with the KRI. Energy from the desert, tracked on chain, DRI desert energy here. And then Captain says highlights here, hey KRI, any updates on this with relation to Casper or playing it close to your chest right now in regards to, the project here? And they said that we are actively working on advocacy and enablement of Casper with industrial partners, which is the core mission, along with hardcore research and development. We then have simultaneous work streams for Casper's ISO 20022 to readiness, testing the warp core transactional middleware and engaging with regulatory authorities. Gigawatt stablecoin is also under active development and again working with energy industries and regulatory agencies. And other commercial work that we won't be speaking about publicly just yet. Just a reminder that we are an industrial initiative, so we are focusing on enterprise solutions. So KRI, again, they're not the one necessarily to get in contact with exchanges. Of course, they did help in getting Coinbase in contact with Casper, but that's not necessarily their job. Their job is to get institutions working on Casper. And we can see right now they're working on Warp Core, engaging with regulatory authorities right now, actively doing so right now. And again, the gigawatt as well, they're actively under development as well. So we're going to see these sort of developments coming out this year and seemingly, hopefully, very soon as well. And the other stuff as well they're working on that they won't speak about probably just yet, but will be coming out, I imagine, very soon as well. So again, very, very exciting stuff. And once more, I highlight it time and time again now, we cannot sleep on the KII. The big factor everybody keeps highlighting on why you should not be in Casper is because it's not got the adoption, which is a fair point to make in regards to, again, you look at Sui, you look at Ethereum, you look at XRP, they've got a lot of adoption and partnerships and insiders who help to pump the project up. Casper does not have that. That's a benefit, but it can also be a downfall for lack of price pump. But the KII are getting Casper in a decentralized manner into these institutional circles with regulatory authorities. The KII are actually helping Casper grow more and more from behind the scenes, but that'll come to the forefront this cycle. Especially when you end up seeing ZK opcodes and native smart contracts on Casper, which again should be coming out sooner than we think, according to CasperDAO. And you've got other initiatives as well, like Ego Labs here, who are currently in attendance at EDAM with some great company. You've got Circles there, you've got Dash, Bit of Arvo, you know, a lot of very notable companies there who are attending as well. So again, we are seeing more and more exposure coming to Casper in the right circles, the right places. And for me, again, this is going to translate to more adoption and price coming forward. Again, we're still struggling in regards to, I mean, the price is going up, fantastic. You know, we've seen a 2x since the 7th of April. It's fantastic to see right now. We've still got to try and break above here. I think it's going to be very difficult, truth be told, right now. I'm optimistic we can do. But it will depend right now. If Ethereum can break above here, then I think we'll see Casper break above as well. I think Casper can do it in general, truth be told, but it may just take a little bit longer. I would be surprised. I think right now, evidently right now, what we're seeing, in a sense, is a kind of a wedge forming, right? That's what I'm seeing right now. If I'm looking at TA elements, I'm seeing a sort of a wedge form right here, where I see it's kind of getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And originally I'd drawn it out like this as well. And it could, that's currently what I'm seeing in regards to the wedge right now. So we're seeing it break above here. It could just be a temporary break above and then it'll come back in here again. But for me, I'm thinking that Casper right now is showing more bullish optimism to therefore break above properly and surpass that resistance there and go up higher as well. And I think next few weeks are going to be a testament to that. Why? Because of the macro and also because of the fundamentals as well. Part of the macro again being the M2 supply, which again has a very strong correlation to the price of Bitcoin. I want to highlight right now, again, the M2 supply, it follows Bitcoin quite diligently. And also, the way the M2 supply works is the M2 supply is an indicator of how much money there is in the economy, the worldwide economies, particularly in the United States, the United Kingdom, in Japan, in China, and in the European Union, those 5 in particular. That's what the M2 judges. And with the M2 supply, you see the money coming to the economy, and then it takes on average 10 to 15 weeks to actually jump into the markets like this. Right now, I've got the offset to 90 days. So that is roughly 13 weeks or 12 weeks and 6 days. So right now, it's smack bang in the middle between 10 and 15 weeks. But if I put it down to 10 weeks, so 70 days, we can see right now, Bitcoin actually is following quite closely, if not almost exactly, to the M2 supply, at least right now. You know, this whole move right here is following it, and now it's starting to pump up a little bit earlier. So in that regard, therefore, we could very well see Bitcoin maybe reach all-time highs going to the end of May, maybe even surpass it a little bit, make another new peak, maybe 110k, because we do know, as I've showcased in previous streams as well, let me see if I retweeted it, I think I did. There was a massive sell wall. Like I think it was like what, a billion or something like that. I'm trying to think when I retweeted it. I know I saw it. I think I put it in my community. I'll try and find it later on. But basically, there's a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of dollars that's going to get liquidated at 110,000. So therefore, 110,000 is the next strong level, which is again the peak of the M2 here. So you may very well see Bitcoin reach there, be rejected, following the M2, going into June, and then June we see it then push comfortably past all-time highs and start rallying higher as well. And we're seeing other nations as well, like China, who are printing more and more money as well around the world. We're still waiting for Jerome Powell and the Fed to start cutting rates in America. That'll be very, very helpful, seeing a higher M2. But we've got other nations right now who are cutting rates and loosening their monetary policies, allowing, therefore, this to go higher. And hopefully, therefore, correlating to Bitcoin and crypto going higher as well. So things are looking up in that regard right now. They are looking up. So again, it's great to see. Again, not 100% correlation. You can again put it up to 105 days, being the 15-week delay, and they put you at a much later time frames. Therefore, looking like Bitcoin's pumping early. So again, we'll have to just wait and see. But it's between that time frame. It depends on how you want to judge it for yourself right now. People tend to normally put it at 10 weeks. I try to put it around 12 to 13 because it's just a split the diff in the middle. But as long as you judge it in between there, you can kind of see why Bitcoin's following a certain pattern right now, why it's pumping right now. It is around the fundamental news as well as the macro. But the macro here is also, the amount of money in the economy right now is also an indicator for why Bitcoin is pumping the way it is. So therefore, we should hopefully see Bitcoin continue rallying in the upcoming days, going higher very, very soon as well, which would be fantastic news for us. And now also hopefully see, other assets like Ethereum continue to pump, Casper therefore to break above the 11 cents, then pushing towards 13. And then we'll see, hopefully listings following that as well. We're seeing more holders again, jumping up more and more. Still waiting for the Crypto.com, we're waiting for the Binance, CocaX, Coinbase, those ones we're waiting. It will come in due time. And when you see that come, you'll see the Chaos 20 community explode as well. We've got more to cover, of course, but I'll get into the questions quickly because I'm sure there are quite a few of them. But things, again, are looking strong right now. And I'm hopeful by the end of the day, we can see Casper break above. Worst case for me, or no, if we don't break above here, my hope, therefore, is we see Casper then start to consolidate at this level here. If it consolidates right below the resistance we saw like back here, then we'll see a breakout. If it ends up coming back down again, then we may see it come down a bit more. It depends really on the developments right now, but I think there's so much in common for Casper in regards to developments and, FOMO in the markets that I would be surprised if Casper does come down significantly from here. Not saying it can't happen, not financial advice, do your own research, but I'd be surprised. Binance sitting at 12 cents, that would be amazing. Again, I'm not so sure right now. If we do believe that Wallet 2 is Binance, to my understanding, you told me, Andy, that their average is around 13 cents or so. So if that's the case, therefore, they probably aren't going to be listing at a negative, I like to believe. But again, we'll have to wait and see. 12 cents Binance, it would be insane, though. And of course, Casper would therefore go absolutely parabolic. But we'll have to wait and see. How much you're holding Casper, I do not disclose that information because for me, that's private. I did mention it in one stream a really, really, really long time back. So if you're fortunate enough to find out then, congratulations. Of course, I have bought more since then, so who knows what category I'm in right now. All I'll disclose, I'm not a whale. That's all I'll disclose. I'm not a whale. I'm not a massive Casper holder. Welcome back, Greg, my man. Yes, free, Mr. Miles, you know it. Welcome back, DD's one, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Wing Moon yet? Not yet, Wing Hong. In due time, though. As cultured as America. Oh, okay. Jay said it to me. I didn't say anything. He thinks we're a bunch of barbarians that fling manure, poop at each other. Yeah, it's just chatting complete waffle, mate. Stablecoin dominance is also going down. Yes, that's also a great sign. As the stablecoin dominance is going down, it means that people are stop holding stablecoins therefore, and they're starting to actually use that stablecoin that's been sitting there passively on exchanges or their cold wallets or whatever, start putting it into the crypto assets, which is great stuff to see, of course. And we're seeing again the money start to flow back in. The crypto market went at 3.3 trillion, which is really good to see as well. We're seeing it start to, rally up more and more. So things are, again, looking up for crypto right now. Ethereum's doing fantastic as well, which is long overdue. Of course, Ethereum's days are numbered. This will probably be its last cycle, but still, Ethereum is the altcoin indicator, the catalyst. So if Ethereum starts pumping, that's great for all of us. Missing some questions right there. Welcome back, Gazzy, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. Now it is bitter that home miners now had a better edge over any other proof of work network. That's also true. Probably, yeah. I mean, that's probably also true. I mean, again, they're still showing support of Casper. So despite them reducing a lot of their balance sheet of Casper and even changing the name from Casper to other assets, they're still supporting Casper. So again, it's to me, it's almost again, I highlighted it in my stream yesterday when I was speaking about it. Like, it's bad news, of course, in one side of things, but at the same time, the fact is that Marathon's still upgraded to Crescendo. It's still upgraded to the new hard fork, the new nodes. So they still support Casper. They're just selling more of it. So you can take that as bad news, or you don't have to. I mean, I'm not taking it as bad news because it's more decentralized, therefore, but Marathon still evidently support Casper. If they completely left Casper, then yes, that's bad news, but they haven't left Casper. They're just as bullish. They're just holding less of it right now. Yo, Matt, my man, hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the channel, brother. And good morning to you too, Buffalo Theory. Hope you're doing very, very well. When there will be smart contracts on Casper? It's a great question. There has been no exact timeline given just yet. We're still waiting for actual confirmation right now. But, you know, for me, it's only a matter of time. Casper TA highlighted that we should be seeing ZK opcodes before Q3, which means within the next 2 months. How soon? Again, we haven't got a timeline just yet, but it looks like it's going to be this quarter. So sometime within the next, again, 3, 4, 5 weeks or so, which would be great. And we'll see some public layer 2 testnets coming out as well, and things will start running up more for Casper as well. I want my freedom, and it's coming soon. I'll listen to this song first to celebrate Dreams Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of songs that people are playing. I had a lot of people suggest me songs to play in the streams, and because of copyright reasons, I don't want to get my channel flagged because, you know, it's also where we all come to chill chat and learn more anyways, in regards. So there are certain, if anyone has songs that are not copyrighted, that are, you know, celebratory songs, then yeah, I'll play them. But if they're copyrighted, then I can't play them. But there's going to be a celebration. I mean, it might do in the Discord. Who knows? I might do a public celebratory Discord call at some point, so we can actually celebrate the way we want to without restrictions. And in a community that's, again, very tight-knit as well. So if you want to find out more, again, we have a community free Discord server right here. Link down below in the description, also homepage as well. And actually, in that regard, speaking of which, in our VIP group, we have a lot of very, very, you know, big things we're doing in there as well, I'd like to say. We did, not too long ago, incorporate a new trader called Chartflows, who has been absolutely killing it with his trade recently. He's made some very, very profitable trades recently. And, you know, he's ramping up more and more, which is great to see the market rallying up as well right now. And I've been able to convince Chartflows if he was able to share a few of his trades that he does with the free server as well. So if you want to find out a lot more regarding, you know, crypto and Casper and everything else to learn more about the space and what's coming towards it, you can check out the VIP group here, wop.com/coinfactory. We're going out and researching and finding alpha institutional insights, the documents they're telling their clients. We're doing trading courses, buy and sell alerts, we do live stream, everything else in there as well. And equally, if you want to find out just on a casual basis, you can check out and get a little teaser of what you would end up seeing in more depth and more, I guess, running up more so in the VIP group. You can check out the free one as well. We're putting in some free trades in the coming days, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully they plan out well. Again, of course, though, do your own research, trade at your own discretion. These are just simply the trades that Chartflow is doing real time. It's your choice if you want to follow them or not. It's not, you know, he's not telling you to buy it by any means. So do your own research again and trade at your own discretion. I don't see any reason why many projects will not migrate to Casper from Ethereum to transition. If transition would be smooth with good EVMs. I mean, same here. The only reason why I see it not happening is because the other projects have already got their name kind of, you know, etched into the market in a sense. Like, they've got centralized sequencer backends, they've got centralized authorities back in their project, and they will not like the idea of being threatened by a decentralized asset they can't control. So they'll try to fight against it and suppress it. But because of Casper and what it is and how truly innovative it is and how, again, seamless it is and think about it again, every time a centralized power, I mean, think about it already, centralized authorities try to fight crypto for years, and now crypto's being accepted. Of course, you've got centralization in crypto now, but that's with Bitcoin originally. Now you've got them entering into crypto. It's going to be no different to Casper. If something is truly innovative, truly game-breaking, like Bitcoin is for crypto, like crypto is for the financial sector, Casper is innovative to crypto, they'll come to Casper. They'll suppress it as much as they can do, but it'll be inevitable they will end up losing. How much of this Ethereum rally do you think is directly tied to Blackrock? This future upgrade benefits people like them the most. Yeah, you're very right, Mr. Miles. I can't attest to it personally. Obviously, I don't know myself. I'd like to believe that it's a very, very decent possibility that it's definitely institutional driven. You know, Ethereum's recent upgrade that happened on the 7th of May inherently made Ethereum a lot more centralized, and therefore it made it more beneficial for institutions to run the nodes, but it made it more centralized as well. So it definitely would be more so institutions get more control of Ethereum. So I think the possibility of such, truth be told, good possibility. I mean, ultimately, it's still good for all of us in regards to. Cause I'm not hold Ethereum. I'm not going to hold Ethereum, but it means that my other assets, my other altcoins, are pumping now as well because of Ethereum pumping, which is good. And again, when people realize the shortcomings of Ethereum due to its centralized nature and its speed, they'll come to the better projects like Casper. It is weird that Casper is the only coin in the top 50 besides Hyperliquid and Mantle, which is not listed on Binance or Coinbase. Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is, right? Some projects, I mean, Hyperliquid is very, very new. But some projects right now, I mean, Casper, again, it's weird, but it's also because Casper's fair launch is decentralized. So, you know, due to that nature alone, these exchanges are so used nowadays to just being paid tokens by the project to list it. That's all they're used for now. They don't go out their way to buy it themselves. They just get paid to do it. But Casper's not paying them because it's a fair launch project, so it doesn't pay them. So they're quietly accumulating themselves so they can be ready to list the project, but they're just waiting right now. So it's weird, but in a sense, it also does make sense in my belief. But you'll see it come through in due time, I believe, as well. Again, it's a matter of time with the market looking stronger. We covered this yesterday's stream, and I'll cover it in my video later on as well. But the reason why the markets are looking good right now is due to a number of factors. One is because Trump announced a new trade deal with the United Kingdom, which is one of the bigger partnerships as well. Trump announced at the same time, we're very, very close to announcing more and more trade deals with other nations as well. Not just UK, even seemingly China as well, which is great. And actually, the Swiss president says China and the United States are holding trade talks in Switzerland right now, which is huge news. Again, M2 is going high for China, which is fantastic news. The US regulator, OCC, confirmed that banks under their jurisdiction are now able to buy, sell, and custody crypto for their clients. So getting a dodge for that in that regard as well. So things are doing very well in that regard. And equally, just recently today, Trump announced that after a long night of talks mediated by the United States, he's pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have fully agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire, which is great news. Well, the fact that the war's not going on anymore is great news. Despite it didn't have much effect on the markets, it's still not good, a long-standing war. So that's good to see they've gone to a ceasefire right now. Whether Trump was a part of that or not, and actually the reason for it, I don't know personally. But either way, good to see that the war's now stopped, which is great for financial markets going forward as well. The only downside right now is the stablecoin bill did get delayed, got rejected. It won't be stopped in my belief, but it's been rejected right now, so it's been delayed, and apparently there's no clear date for when it'll come back to the floor, but they're hoping the Republicans before Memorial Day, which to my knowledge is 26th of May. Research tells me it's 26th of May, Memorial Day. So that would therefore mean in the next 2 weeks or so, you'll see that come to fruition as well, which is great news. Again, coinciding with my belief that we'll see a lot more rallying behavior and potentially a market top within the next 2 weeks for Bitcoin and crypto. If we do get the stablecoin bill, that'll be the next major catalyst for more adoption coming to the space, allowing more access to crypto for institutions as well, which is great news. All in all, very, very good news. So aside from that uncertainty in the bill right now, the markets are looking stronger. The fundamentals are looking stronger and supporting crypto as well. Still have to wait and see what's happening, but it's looking better. And again, Casper has got a lot of big things coming itself, so I mean, I'm not worried in the slightest right now. I have no reason to be. Marathon might have sold Casper, they're still bullish on it. KRI is announcing a lot of, the developments they're making right now. Of course, it's got to be a little bit vague still, but they're announcing the developments they're making right now of Casper, which is also fantastic news. Casper, again, has the strong possibility of just becoming the central hub for everything in the future because of its centralized nature, its censorship-resistant nature, and decentralized nature. And again, we're getting these sort of community marketing fund initiatives right now, which will hopefully let Casper grow more so. You know, the campaign, they're trying to find out exactly what they want to use this money for. Some are saying for a listing. Some are saying to just, again, increase its exposure. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But it's good news. Very good news for Casper right now. And again, hopefully we'll see this momentum continue as well. Right now, Casper's at 10.7 cents, up 2% on the daily time frame. Still got a ways to go. Still got a fight ahead of itself. But again, if Casper follows the M2 supply, if you draw it out, looks like we're around here or so. We should be seeing Casper make this move. You know, I mean, it says all-time highs by by the end of May. I'm not so much sure about all-time highs for Casper by the end of May, and that'd be insane. I'm not saying it's not possible, but that'd be insane. Maybe a bit too bullish. If you go to the 90-day on the M2, it suggests it's a bit more laboured, looking more so again. Going into June, we'll start seeing the all-time highs. Either way, I think Casper has a good chance to significantly pump in the next coming days and weeks, going in towards mid to end of May, when the other major catalysts like potentially stablecoin bills coming through as well. So 2 weeks again, I'm expecting a lot of very, very bullish things, and hopefully we'll see more opportunities ahead of us as well with other assets, again with trading that we're doing in our VIP group and everything else as well. Sky's the limit, that's all I can say really. There has been a lot of weird stuff like that going on with Casper. It's almost like a conspiracy. Yeah, I mean it is. I think there is definitely some element of manipulation going on with Casper right now because again it's decentralized, so it's a complete threat to everything else. This space was decentralized under Bitcoin, has become centralized now. Casper's a threat to that. I'm sure it'll prevail. I'm not remotely worried about that, but it's still a threat, so there's going to be some form of suppression going on, I'm sure. I see a pattern. Why does Casper crash every time you are live? That's not crashing. That's not crashing at all. It's up 2%. Where's it crashing? If the proof of work and Casper devs don't pay money for exchanges for listings, so Binance and others need to hold large amounts so they can support proper slot volume, but maybe other reasons too. I mean, yeah, I think, yes, Casper and, other exchanges need to definitely hold a significant amount of Casper to be able to, have the liquidity to list a project, definitely. But at the same time, there probably are other underlying reasons to why Casper's not being listed right now. Could be due to timing, because again, listing it when the markets are down is a bad thing to do. Could be also due to them trying to suppress Casper for as long as they're actually able to do so. Again, we don't know because we don't work for them. But there are seemingly a lot of sources suggesting that we'll see it very, very soon. I saw Andy did send me a post earlier regarding apparently a new listing for Casper. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I think regarding crypto.com, I'm not sure it's confirmed yet or not. But again, I mean, for me, again, it's only a matter of time. Crypto.com, I doubt we've seen a listing for them right now. My Twitter would have gone absolutely insane if that was the case. Is it actually the one they do the listings on here? I don't know, because they know like other exchanges have a different platform for listings. Oh, there it is. It's this one. So you got Dude, a new listing there. XSXPT, a perp contract. So yeah, it's not Casper on it just yet. But I'm sure again it'll be only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. The fact that they even made on how to buy Casper without, removing it, for me again, shows that actually got. This is the first interest they showed in Casper. It's big news. It is big news. So I have to follow these guys, I guess, to wait to see if and when they announce a Casper. I even turn on notifications to see if I can try to get the first scoop when they're going to announce Casper. And when they do, I'll make a post about it on Twitter, which you can follow me here. And equally, I'll make a post about it and repost it in my Discord community as well. So you can go check that out as well to stay up to date ahead of time. You can find out ahead of time before I go live on what's going on in this space. Will there be another buying opportunity below 10 cents in the coming 2 weeks? Good question. I mean, there's always a possibility of such. It just depends ultimately on the market sentiment of Bitcoin and crypto. If Bitcoin sees a correction back to, 100k, probably. If Ethereum sees a correction back to, 2.2k, probably. If But otherwise, then it's tough to say right now. If Casper right now is definitely facing some resistance here, but I'm right now with the nature of the market, I'm more inclined to believe Casper's going to start consolidating here, as opposed to actually coming down. And then, but again, if you see market correction, you have to wait and see. If anything can happen, right? We could see, announcements tomorrow about China just issuing some next massive wave of tariffs, that could scare people. I don't want it to happen, of course, but anything's possible. Right now, I don't know. I think the market's right now on an uptrend. I think Casper's more likely right now to stay up here or break out than it's going to come back down. We'll have to wait and see. Selling Casper higher, indeed, next level cash in due time. Casper slowly building. Haven't seen it above 10 cents in a while. I mean, yeah, it's not been above 10 cents properly, since February. And even then, like, it came up to 11 cents and then came straight back down below it again. And this here was a temporary pump above and that came below. So we haven't seen Casper convincingly above 10 cents, pretty much since the new year. It's been a very, very long time. But it's making that now. And for me, when Casper does break above the 10 cents, it won't be smooth sailing, but for the terminology, it's going to be quite smooth sailing, pretty much up to all-time highs and beyond that as well. It's possible you just have to DCA. Ultimately, if you're trying to time the markets, you can get burned. As Bingo Bango once said, time in the market is better than trying to time the markets, and it is honestly worth to live by. Obviously not financial advice, do your own research, but if you're trying to time the absolute bottom, absolute top, you could get burned. End of the day, what difference is it really going to make in the grand scheme of things getting in here as opposed to getting in, at 10 cents if it goes up, 2x from there? Like, it's going to be, every little helps, of course, but it's going to be minimal in the grand scheme of things, By the way, guys, be very careful using futures like at Kraken. I saw at least 3 to 4 times this week that nobody clipped price of that somebody clipped price of Sui and Casper like 2030 in one candle and immediately retraced back. That's ultimately the risk of futures trading anyways. The ones who have more capital, the whales, they control those markets as well. They can afford to put a mass amount of money in there. People just jump in as well and then just take out for a small profit. Like, if you've got $10 and you're trying to trade on futures, to make anything significant, you've got to put in like maybe $2-3, something like that, and then put a mass multiplier on it. If you're a massive whale who can control the market, you can put in your 10k or $100,000 worth of capital, and all you need is a 2x multiplier, and for it to move, half a cent, and you've already made, a couple $1,000. So it again, it is money rules at the end of the day. So if you've got more capital, it's always harder. But that's again the risk of doing future trading. So you've got to be very, very careful of that as always. I don't know if y'all remember Infamous. I do. He jumped on Cat Daddy's stream yesterday and wanted to fight Casper. I offered to buy his bags. He oddly wouldn't sell. Yeah, no, I remember Infamous. He was in my community, and he's actually someone that we did end up removing in the end because while FUDding Casper's perfectly fine, despite my community is basically a Casper community, it's fine. I don't mind if you FUD Casper. I just A, wanted to be respectful, and B, wanted to be credible. But his FUD of Casper was a biased one because his arguments were other products are better than it right now, and Casper has no adoption, which both are valid arguments, but he would not acknowledge the fact that Casper's going to have, adoption coming forward in the future, which for me is something that's going to happen anyways. And then, of course, he then got a bit disrespectful as well. So, again, that sort of behaviour we don't tolerate. And it was a case of where I'm quite lenient. People should know that in my community. So I gave individuals quite a few warnings. And then I made a mass announcement saying, no more disrespect, please. I can't have it anymore. And the individual, Infamous, I don't even know if he read the message or not, but he immediately continued just, being disrespectful. So I was like, okay, well, you saw my message not even 10 minutes ago. So either you ignored it or you didn't see it. Either way, that's just it's an inhumane thing to do, right? Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, of course. I don't want to limit free speech. That's why I've been very lenient in the community. Everyone can say what they want, but you've got to be respectful to people. And if you're not, then you have to face the repercussions. It's not fair otherwise. I'm not trying to bring a community of hate. But yeah, tangent aside, Infamous. Yeah, I know he he does join this community. He joined one of my streams, I think, last week as well, around Crescendo, and still started trying to fuck Casper. And, you know, I said what I said about it. I explained my beliefs. But I know he holds Casper apparently as well and doesn't want to sell his bag. So I don't understand. So I sometimes lose the will to debate with people who FUD Casper or FUD crypto in general, because people who FUD a project or FUD crypto, they, for me, just haven't done enough research. And all I can say in that regard, therefore, check out the VIP group. Or even just check out the community. Because all the information for what's coming through are available in there. And not in a lot more detail in the VIP group, but all the information for what's coming through to the space is available there. And then the FUD you're you know, driving off, it would be irrelevant. Because all the information they're telling me, I'm like, okay, well, I don't believe any of it. Because you have no proof to support it. But I've got proof to support my claims. But yeah, I mean, if he sold his bag, then fair enough. If he hasn't sold his bag, then yeah, it is what it is. According to Wolfie, he said Binance has been ready to list Casper since sometime in 2024, but for some unknown reason they haven't. I mean, yeah, Binance has been in contact with Casper since 2023 December, and apparently I did hear that as well. They've been ready to list it since, you know, 2024, and they didn't for some unknown reason. The best time would have been around the KDAO launch, around here. You saw. It's not showcasing right here, right now, which is frustrating. There was a particular day, oh, it was here. Casper saw, you know, 600 million 24-hour trading volume, had a lot of volume around the KDAO launch. And around the Kraken launch as well. This is around Kraken launch. Just before it, 10th of November, when the KF announced it's going to come soon and it happened next week. So there's a lot of volume on these days. And, you know, Binance had all the means to list it and hadn't done it yet. Why they haven't done it, I don't know either. For me, they're going to, but I don't know what game they're playing at right now. Often the same stream, hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I know. It is what it is, you know. You can... It's always, you know, as we do as a community, try to educate people, you know. And some people, you'll realise, FUD for the sake of FUDding, hate for the sake of hating. Especially, like, infamous FUDding Casper while holding a bag, to me, is crazy. Because it's one... I mean, people do that in my community as well, but people do it as a joke. Like, there are a lot of people in my community who do that, but they're joking. I know they're joking. Infamous is not joking. But it is what it is either way, man. It doesn't bother me either way. In the grand scheme of things, end of the day, Casper, for me, I know what it is. I have conviction of what it is, and I think it's going to do very, very well. And those who FUD it either are going to sell too early, or have already sold, and they'll come to regret it. My only hope is that when they do come back, because they will probably come back, if they don't, they're doing it out of stubbornness, and that's going to be a big mistake of my belief as well. When they do come back, just, you know, I'll just say be humble about it. Or don't try and claim something you're not. And that goes to all the KOLs as well who've also faded Casper. You know, while it's understandable them doing so, and again, get your bag, that's perfectly fine. A lot of people who faded Casper now have started to hate Casper. If Casper starts doing really, really well, and they start making content on Casper again, my respect for them would have lost. Not that it matters what my respect is anyways, but if you're talking about a project, like, religiously, and then it's doing badly so you stop talking about it, that's fair enough, understandable. But then if you start hating on the project, okay, fine. But then if you start talking about the project again when it starts doing well, then I'm like, okay, you just have no morals. Or you just didn't, you're lying to somebody, whether it's yourself or to community, you're lying to somebody. Because if you've done research properly into something, no matter how badly it's doing, you'll still talk about it. Or at least when you stop talking about it because it's not doing well, you won't start hating on it. Casper Aquaman confirmed. That would be Mexi. Unless you're talking about me, I'm definitely not an Aquaman. That's Mexi. 75k Casper Reveal? No. Mr. Mars is a troll. Don't listen to him. Speaking of Casper bags, do you mind sharing how much your new public donation address has gained? I mean, we could just look on the chain, so we might as well share. I mean, I could, yeah. I could show that. I will only share at this one occasion though, because, I mean, I say that, yeah, you guys can just check for yourself either way. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really that deep either way, so I can just show it on stream, I guess. Well, at least I'll show it. I'll show it on domain. I won't show the actual wallet itself. I'll show it on domain. Just trying to log into it right now. There you go. 100 Casper, which I believe is courtesy of Kryptoni. Shout out to you, my brother. That's kind of how much is got in there right now. And again, when the wallet builds up more and more over time, which again, I'm not saying anybody has to donate to it. That's completely up to you. I'm not asking anyone to do so, but if you choose to, the wallet address to donate Casper is down below in the description. And you know, when it runs up more and more, I'll probably start doing some community incentives with it as well, like maybe a giveaway or something like that. I'm still trying to figure out ideas for it right now, but I mean, yeah, it's there if it's available. I'm not again asking them to do it, but if you want to do it, it's perfectly available for you to do so. Jay, have you ever felt the rush of firing a gun? No, I've never. Most I've done is airsoft. I mean, I'm so tired. I apologize. I've done paintballing. I don't want to say airsoft, but I don't know the right name. I have fired. I did I did do I've not done anything like a real thing like that. I've gone to a shooting range. No, I've done like pellet shooting. I think I was meant to do skeet shooting at one point, but I was busy that day, so I couldn't do it. That would have been fun to do. I have friends who do it actually, so I might do it one day. What's up, Mila? Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the channel, my man. He has a Tommy gun. Okay, sure. In the last hour alone, Casper tested it 3 to 4 times. Maybe we'll see a breakout on the stream, guys. Oh yeah, actually, let's look a little bit closer for Casper then, why don't we? Let's look in the let's look at the 5-minute time frame. You can see right now, yeah, Casper has tested this zone once, you know, multiple times here. It's now breaking into it right now a little bit, which is great to see. But it's been constantly touching this zone right now. This is all today, right? All of this is today. Came down here and now it's broke up here once, twice. It just is going up again. So yeah, Casper does seem to be making that strong move now to go into it properly, which is good to see. What does nobody talk about? What does nobody talk or know about Casper? I feel so lucky knowing about this crypto because Casper does not pay people. Most projects in this space also pay marketing, pay KOLs to speak about the project. Casper does not do that. So a lot of big YouTubers don't talk about Casper because, you know, they're used to just getting paid to promote something. I mean, once you're big enough, you don't really have to work anymore. The idea is when you're small, you work hard. Once you're big enough, you don't really have to work hard, and people just pay you to do things for you. So that's why a lot of the YouTubers who cover Casper are normally quite small ones. There are some bigger ones like CG who found Casper really, really early and use that to, you know, catapult his channel up higher as well. But even CG, and I have no disrespect to CG at all, but even he went to meme coins more so now, and he now mainly just does community work as opposed to doing a lot of YouTube content. He doesn't upload that frequently anymore, to my knowledge, which is fine. I mean, he still believes in Casper. He's still Moonboy. But he still believes in Casper. That's fine. But in due time, everyone will start talking about Casper. It's just a matter of time, really. Maybe these community things will go toward people being paid to talk about Casper. Not that we need to do it, but maybe it'll do that as well. Now thinking about it, every EU should as well. Every EU should do as well. I'm trying to think what's that in regarding to. I have no idea what it's regarding to, but sure, Buffalo. Welcome back, Bees, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Wish you all the best in health and wealth. You too, my man. Hope you're doing very well today. Have a great weekend as all that. Yeah, people follow the easy, fast money memes. Yeah, that's also what it is. And, you know, people follow the fast money, the memes. You know, people want to see, people still perceive crypto as a get-rich-quick scheme, so don't like understanding a long-term holding. People, I mean, obviously saying that Casper is like getting Bitcoin early sounds like a, you know, actively trying to sell something. It sounds like, oh, you're just chatting rubbish type of thing. But the way I do perceive Casper is literally like getting Bitcoin, you know, at, you know, under $1,000. extremely early. It's at 10 cents. And its use case for what's going to come through is going to be so significant. It's a long-term holding. You know, if you've got Bitcoin, if you have, honestly, if I had the ability to go back in time, out anything in the world, I'd go back in time to invest in Bitcoin. That'd be my only wish, to time travel, to go back and invest in Bitcoin early. That's my only wish. I have that of Casper. In my belief, I have that of Casper. That's why I hold Casper. Casper just keeps slowly climbing. Indeed, Adam, indeed. Only a matter of time. But you can't plug the M2 on the Casper chart. I mean, the only reason why I plug the M2 on the Casper chart is because we're still very much in a Bitcoin dominant market. While it has, you know, it's falling off right now, the Bitcoin dominance is very, very high. And therefore, with Bitcoin dominance being so high, every asset tends to follow Bitcoin. So that's why the Bitcoin dominance, the Bitcoin to M2 has an 80% correlation. So while again it's not 100% accurate, and that's more evident. I mean, if you look at Sui, for example, look at Sui into the M2, it's actually scarily accurate. Sui is following that very, very closely. So some follow it closer than others. Sui is following it very, very closely. Casper's not following it as closely, comparatively. It's following it a lot looser. But the reason why I just do it again is because it's just highlighting, again, a rough timeline. It's not, again, it's not accurate. It's less accurate for altcoins, but because Bitcoin, we're in a Bitcoin dominant market and Bitcoin follows the M2, you can argue, therefore, alts will follow it in a similar fashion. But of course, more volatile because it's a smaller market cap for those assets. I keep saying elites know who Tom Polinsky is. They know he's Satoshi. Look at his parents' background. Father is the godfather of AI. I mean, again, I haven't looked to the rabbit hole of all the information, but if anybody was going to be Satoshi, it would be Tom Polinsky. I have a theory that 2 to 3 big exchanges are going to list within the next week of each other, or within a week of each other. They will agree because they won't want to lose the market share, because when Casper goes public, I mean, they'll all push education on Casper. It's not a bad theory. It's not a bad theory, and I do believe, in a sense, yes, that when one does list, multiple probably list at a similar time. At this point in the cycle, at least, you know, with crypto seeming to make enough push upwards again. Ethereum currently at 2.5k, trying to push above that right now. Casper trying to push above 11 cents right now. If we can see a listing that will spark momentum, you might see that drive volume, drive momentum, and that would be also an indicator for the other big tier ones to also jump on board. We know Binance are eager, we know now Crypto.com are eager, we know Coinbase and OKX have connections, but we've not heard anything else regarding those right now. So those are the main two. It's breaking out on the 15-minute right now. Look at the 15-minute. Yeah, I mean, right now it was making a move on the 15-minute. It has now come back a bit right now. But again, I don't look at Casper too much in the short term for me. I look at more just on the daily. We are seeing a bit of a pullback over the day right now. Since this morning, at least. That's Bitcoin, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong chart. Yes, there you go. That's how tired I am, I apologise. But yeah, we can see Casper did make a breakout. It's come back a little bit right now on the 15. But Casper seems to have made quite a strong push into this zone right now. So hopefully Casper will start just trading in between here over the coming hours. And then try and push above that. If not, if it stays in here for the next coming days, consolidating in here, that'd be fantastic as well. And for me, a good chance that Casper's going to break above it in the coming days as well. What's coming out? Could have added to my long. Good stuff, Justin. Hope it plays out well. I wasn't involved in crypto in 2017, but I'm curious on how people viewed Ethereum back then and how that is different, or perhaps similar to how people see Casper now. I mean, Ethereum was just deemed as like, you know, it was a proof of work back then. It was meant to be, you know, the next big thing after Bitcoin, and it was, and still is technically right now. Ethereum kind of lost its way when it went to a proof of stake because it couldn't scale properly. And Vitalik said back in 2018, you know, the trilemma exists, but it can't be solved. You have to sacrifice one of them. Decentralization, security, or scalability. And, well, we're now in 2025, 5th of May, Casper proved that trilemma is solvable. So people's hype for Ethereum would have been more back then because it was one of the few assets that are actually available. So it's less of a Casper because Casper got more competition, but Casper's hype will be much more as well when they realize what Casper actually is. I believe it should have been around 17 years when Bitcoin white paper was released. So it's possible, but it's the biggest reason against it. I mean, yeah, it's also a big reason against it because he was very, very young. I'm in a 20k long right now, so confident. Hey, big stuff, Justin, my man. Hopefully it pays out well. Timing the market, but Beach trying to time the market is a quote made from Kenneth Fisher from Fisherman Investments. No, it's bingo bango. It's bingo bango, I'm telling you. Ether very centralized. I'll buy more decentralized Casper, as you should do. He told you a little, yeah, maybe he told me a little bit of a fib, but either way. Well, I've got a lot of questions. Okay. I agree with you about Infamous there, Buffalo. He likes to associate the chaos. Don't blame him for banning you. I mean, I didn't want to ban him. I don't want to ban anybody. I've already banned 2 people in my community. And that's because, again, it's your disrespect. I don't mind you being, being a fudster, people are going to be doomers and gloomers and people, like, it's expected, it's human emotion. Despite me trying to say don't be emotional, be logical, and try and look on the actual, logical side of things. I tried to preach that. People are going to have their own personality. So I'm not against you, again, acting out. It's just don't be disrespectful. That's my biggest pet peeve. My biggest pet peeve is people who are disrespectful. I don't like it. So I've already banned 2 people in that community. I don't plan to ban anybody, but if you are gonna, if you aren't gonna, you should be open-minded as an investor. But if you're not going to be, fine. But just don't be disrespectful. That's all. And the individuals that I did end up banning were disrespectful. So, imagine this live stream when Casper gets this on Coinbase and rockets. Oh, it's going to be insane. My aim and hope and one day is that I'll be in the middle of a live stream and I'll get a notification on Twitter saying Coinbase or Binance getting Casper, and then we'll go absolutely parabolic. That's my dream. Although I only stream once a day, but I mean, either way, if it doesn't happen during a stream, I'll be announcing that or someone's going to announce it in my public community the moment it happens anyway. So it's a day that I'm looking forward to because it will happen this cycle for me. Does your public donation wallets also support Chaos 20s? Yes, it does. It does support Chaos 20s as well. It's a Casper wallet. If I'm not mistaken, Jonathan was one of the people who proposed to change Bitcoin to use GhostDAG, but got rejected. I mean, again, the rabbit hole that is who is Son Polinsky, who is Satoshi. I have not looked into it too much, but if it's going to be anybody, it would be him. And again, seeing many Son Polinsky's proving that narrative correct, with GhostDAG right now performing exceptionally well. It's early doors, but it's going to be insane. Did you see the crypto-only clip where he is comparing Casper to XRP, Solana to Sui? I did not, no. Although I try to be careful when comparing assets to other ones. I do it on occasion. I'm even more careful when trying to do it with Casper because Casper is truly unique in this space. Like I can compare Say to Sui, for example. Those two are quite similar. And even Sui to Solana, those are also quite similar. Casper has no real comparison to XRP. But I can imagine what the comparison was talking about its use case in the cross-border payment market and its ability to be utilized by institutions. But Casper has the extra advantage for it being decentralized, so it's also more resistant to government oversight and bad actors. Some more questions right now. Brother, how did you get to know about Casper? Good question. I found out about Casper quite early on, with thanks to I saw Casper pumping on CoinMarketCap. Typically, what I used to do back in the day, and I still do it occasionally now, I'll be on CoinMarketCap and I see the trending coins. And at the time, I saw Casper was trending, so I looked at it, and I looked at it and then I checked it out on YouTube, and I saw CG talking about it. So that got me to know about Casper. And then a few months later, I saw it trending again. I was like, okay, that's back to back now. Seeing a low cap token or low cap coin trending twice is insane. It doesn't normally do that. I was like, okay, now I need to look into it more seriously. And then I ended up talking about it like I'm doing right now. I'm using StockWits at the moment. Is there another similar Casper forum community you can recommend? I mean, in terms of communities, you've got the Discord. Discord's normally one that people tend to use. You've got my Discord, you've got the Casper community Discord as well. Telegram's also there for Casper as well. If you want the actual official Casper community, then you've got Discord community. You've got there's a Reddit one, although the Reddit one I think is a bit more about price action, and the core members have kind of left the Reddit now because they don't care about development so much. You got the Telegram as well. Equally as my community there, my Discord community, they can also just kind of be up to date with crypto and Casper as well. If that helps. Yeah, you can use Discord then. Discord's a very good idea for you then. You ban 3 people, you forgot about half. Oh yeah, okay. Well, Mr. Master joking there. Basically, in my YouTube channel, I had a lot of spam accounts that are trying to ban, trying to promote, or follow this guy's Telegram course type thing. So I just thought I'd ban the Mr. and Mrs. and that would stop that as well. Because people tend to say, oh, follow Mr. so-and-so. And in regards to banning the name Mr., it banned Mr. Miles. Which honestly was a blessing. A very quiet week for me. I should be banning that as well. This P5 that incorporated Michael keeps putting in as well. This guy every single time. I'm going to ban that as well actually, because that is also just not needed to be seen all the time. I don't know why I've not banned that yet actually. That's a mistake for me. I'm convinced I banned that. Did I not ban that? I didn't. Well, I banned it now anyways. So those comments should not be appearing on my thing anymore, which is good. Because again, that's just unnecessary. What price do you expect to happen after 6 years? Oh, I mean that's too far in the future. I can't say for sure. Not that I don't do price predictions anymore, anyways. But that's still so far in the future. It's too hard to say. The way I'm seeing it, I'm seeing people talking about a potential like $20 to $30 trillion total market cap for crypto, with Bitcoin therefore taking up 15 or 10 trillion of it. So in that regard, then can Casper attain to 1% of that still, if not more so by that point, because there'll be more adoption and more institutional capital in there, and more altcoins that are taken off. I think Casper could attain to 2% of Bitcoin's market cap by, the next cycle. So if let's just say for argument's sake, therefore Bitcoin reaches 10 trillion next cycle or 15 trillion next cycle, 2% therefore would be 300 billion. Is that right? 300 billion, I think that's correct. Yeah. And therefore, no, 150 billion. Yeah, 300 billion. Yeah, 300 billion. So that'd be around a $12-ish Casper, I guess. But again, that I'm on like 4 hours of sleep, and that's even then I don't do predictions, so that's just me throwing a number out there. I don't know for sure. Casper's going to go up much higher. That's my belief, though. That is my belief. Yeah, I mean, I technically just did one there, I guess, but even then, that's just throwing up random numbers in there. I don't know. Nobody knows, because no one knows how much money is going to be in this market anymore. Nobody knows how much money is going to be in the market. Like, institutions have so much capital, we just don't know. If the moon would go into Andromeda Galaxy. I mean, yeah, well, the aliens will find out about Casper, no doubt. When are you expecting Sparkle to go live? Source suggests Q3, Q4. So that's why I'm expecting it right now. Although, if ZK opcodes come out earlier, then maybe Sparkle will come out earlier as well, because Sparkle effectively ZK opcode. It'll be in the summer. Yeah, summer. I think summer's going to come out. Be summer. But with that being said, though, because I am so tired, and I apologise. I really do. But that'll be it for today's Casper and Crypto live stream. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. If you want to be more in tune to the community and find out more about crypto and Casper, check out the free community. We're also posting free trades in there as well if you want to get more involved as well. The VIP group is even more in depth as well. VIP group with institutional alpha research sources, trading courses, trade alerts, everything else in there as well. Free trial as well, 7-day free trial, all available down there in the description, also homepage as well. Have a great day, good evening, and good night, everybody. And I'll be back same time tomorrow. Take care now.